Hi guys, welcome to the Patreon. The first thing I want to do is to wish you a Merry Christmas because we are in December. Well, maybe this video is recorded some days ago, but I hope to see it in the final week. So that's it. Happy Christmas to all, and let's go. Today we are going to see a video about our new series that we call Technic. And in this case it's a video about the base code. And the difference between Turan Tips videos and Bansi's videos are that his videos are focused more in a deeper understanding of every technique, and in Turan Tips videos we are going to see an easy way to understand them, more applicable to simple processes of painting. So if you want a deeper and full understanding of the techniques, you must check the videos of Bansi. But if you just want a first contact with the techniques, these are your videos of the tool and tip section. To explain you the base coat technique, I'm going to use this black prime Disney Infinity figure. I'm going to use that colors, and as you can see are very different between them. I have made this selection because I want you to see different luminosity values and colors and different pigments like the one of the Reaper when using them to base coating. The basics of base coat are that we are going to use a low dilution of the paint. Those ones are directly from the barrel, which is not really important because you can find the same color and brand but two different dilutions on the bottle. The red, for example, is probably too diluted, but the blue is nice. As you see in the paper, the stroke is regular, firm, finally breaks because it's low dilution but covers a lot. If we use a more diluted paint, we can stroke larger, but it doesn't cover. Even I can add more layers and you will see that I still add more covering power to reach the previous one, but you need more layers to obtain the same result. The application for base coating are to cover in an efficient way and regular. That is what Sergio Calvo, Capi, call Capi bases, that are just that, to apply base coats. If you don't know Sergio Calvo, search him on social media, guys. The more important thing, in my opinion, when applying base coats is the direction of the brush stroke. If you see how Capi applies his Capi bases, he takes an old brush and starts painting everything with very few care and no regular stroking. In bigger scales it's a fast method, but in smaller scales we create some noise or texture over the surface that maybe we don't want. The brush stroke is in the direction of the brush itself, because if we just point over the surface with no care of it, maybe in big figures and favorable conditions, paint will adjust before drying and create a regular layer. But if not, we will create that texture that could be useful, but for a base coat is not something interesting at first. As you see, if I apply this coat pointing and stroking in any direction, I'm creating some noise, texture over the surface. But if I apply it following the direction of the brush, we even eliminate part of the previous noise and create a regular layer. If the color is dark or has better covering, we can use a less diluted paint and it will cover as well, as you can see. That means that if I have to use a clear color, I can use a very thick paint and apply it? No, really no, because we are going to lose the detail. So the thing is, we just have to apply maybe 2 layers. The base coat will allow you to make regular layers and cover the areas in a more efficient way. If you can't do the correct brushstroke, just make what you can. It's like painting your house, guys. You will try to make the strokes in one direction, but maybe you have to paint the corners and have to apply the paint in a rough way. Sometimes there is no alternatives, but try your best is always better. This is another surface, the cape. We are going to use the red. I apply it on this way and I don't know if you can see here you can see it doesn't covers. Now it's a bit more diluted because I have spent paint before. But now, as you can see, it's covering very well after loading again the brush with paint. Be careful when applying these base coats because the paint is not diluted and need a bit more time to dry. And we don't want to remove the paint before it dries. Another color, the gray, this medium gray. Applying it like this creates some texture, despite of the fact that in big figures it's faster. I prefer to know a way to avoid this and use only if I need it. If I apply like this, it's a more efficient way to achieve the layer. And if there is an area where I can stroke in this correct way, I just cover as I can. Another color, the ochre, to paint the hair, is a bit diluted and I see I will need at least 2 layers. But if you apply like this, look how it creates patches and a regular surface comparing with the one I do first, which is regular. If you want to create an organic look or maybe texture, patches or whatever, it's perfect. But if you want a base coat, regular and keeping the detail, you need to do it on this way. Now I'm going to use the clear skin color. As clear the color, more noticeable are the patches and irregular covering of the paint. Look what happened when I applied it rawly. As I said, maybe you want that, but it's not the way to do a base coat. If I apply it on the correct way, it doesn't cover completely, but it's regular and we just need to add another layer. Other uses that have the base coat are not just base coating itself. If you are using a patching technique like the one that Bansi have used in this gladiator that you can see this month, it's a fast way to create the different layers of luminosity over the surface. In example, I'm going to apply them here. First, don't know, the shadow, and after that, a mid-tone. It's just an example because it's not doing I'm not doing that properly, but as you can see, I'm only using one layer to create that patches. Same thing on the red. I can add shadows like this. And also I can use it for lights, like this pinky layer. It's in a single pass. I got it, so I don't need to spend more time in different adding more layers. With another single pass, I have mostly covered the skin area. The hair still needs another layer, but as you can see, it's a very regular layer. There is not deposits of paint in the gaps. Imagine that you have to apply 5 layers to cover the outer volume of the hair, right? But really, in the gaps, maybe you have the equivalent to 10 or 12 layers, because when you apply paint, it slides to that gaps, and in this case, it doesn't matter because it's a miniature with low level of detail, but in another with a complex hair, very detailed and fine sculpting, we can lose the detail because of paint accumulation in the because applying too much layers. So with the application of the correct brush stroking, we avoid that and create the regular layers that we want. So this is the main applications of the base coat: to create regular layers and apply them in an efficient way. Is the only way? No, not really. You can cover in other way, but it's less efficient and will create texture that maybe you don't want. If you want it, that texture is perfect, but you have to know that you are doing instead of doing something you don't understand really why it's happening. If you want a regular layer with no imperfections, not imperfection, just texture, you have to do it in a specific way, following the brushstroke and with a mid-low diluted paint. So guys, as I said, this is the more basic things about the base coat. Remember to check Pansy's videos about techniques to obtain a deeper view of them. And well, that's all. See you in the next video, and bye bye.